If you have two vectors and you're asked to find the angle between two vectors, this is what you have to do. You have this identity that the dot product between two vectors is equal to the norm of the first vector times the norm of the second vector times the cosine of the angle between. And this theta is exactly what we're going after. So if we solve this for cosine theta, by dividing by the norm of u and norm of v, we have u dot v divided by norm of u and norm of v. And then finally, to get the theta, you will need to do cosine inverse of u dot v over norm of u times norm of v. And that's the formula. This will be the formula to use. Okay. So let's first compute u dot v. Let's call this as u vector and then v vector. U dot v would be, well, this vector is really 4, negative 3, 1, dotted with the second vector is 1, negative 2, negative 1. And you have to remember that dot products produce scalar values. And many people make mistake of when they're given in this IJK form, they somehow think the answer should be in IJK form, and the answer is no, a flat out no. You should always put a scalar value for the dot product, okay? So we have 4 times 1, which is 4, and then negative 3 times negative 2, plus 1 times negative 1. You have to multiply component-wise, and you have to add them. If you forget to add them, you'll end up with a vector, and that's exactly not what you want to do. You have to add them. So 4 plus 6 minus 1, which is 9. Now the norm of u is the norm of this vector, so it's square root of 4 squared, negative 3 squared, plus 1 squared, and that's 16 plus 9 plus 1, which is square root of 26. Norm of v would be square root of 1 squared plus negative 2 squared plus 1 squared, and that's equal to square root of 6. And therefore, theta is equal to cosine inverse of 9 divided by square root of 26 times square root of 6. And because this is not any of these special values of special angles, we need to use a calculator. So let's use a calculator. It's the cosine inverse of 9 divided by square root of 26, then times square root of 6, and that gives you 43.89 degrees, or it's more like 43.9 degrees. So using the calculator, we see that the answer is 43.9 degrees.